Tank, he got the power, he got the equalizers. Anything can happen with Tank. But Tank give away a lot of rounds.
This big with 1,000 keys on it. But every key, they knew that key was for a certain door to get into the building. When he's moving around, I'm saying he's the super with that big key ring, and he's looking for the right key to get in the door.
A chess match.
Did you understand in that moment, like, why he is who he is?
Yeah, I seen why he's able to beat these guys.
Curmel Moton sends a clear warning to Lamont, advising him to reconsider facing Gervonta Davis in a rematch. After Tank's powerful new look surfaced, Curmel emphasized that Gervonta's strength and refined skills make him a dangerous opponent. He points out that Tank's status as the face of boxing is well earned and reminds everyone that unexpected outcomes are always possible when he fights. Curmel suggests that stepping in with Davis for the rematch is a serious.
Put the pressure, got some skills itself, and I feel like it's gonna be a great fight. I know I'm the better fighter, the more sharper fighter, and I know I'm working harder than him. So, we're gonna see. But I know that I have what it takes, and I'm gonna prove it on the first.
Gervonta Davis's recent training footage is causing serious buzz. In a brief gym clip, his physical condition alone signals danger. He's visibly more muscular and moving with explosive speed and focus. Every punch he throws shows sharp intent and frightening accuracy. Observers are quick to note that this version of Davis isn't just training, he's preparing to dominate. His intense form is a reminder that he's not taking his upcoming rematch lightly at all. Curmel Moton shares a rare and personal insight from his time sparring with Gervonta Davis. He recalls the experience with a tone of respect and caution, having witnessed firsthand the intensity Davis brings to the ring. It wasn't just about power, it was about precision, timing, and pressure that overwhelmed him. Curmel saw how Tank systematically breaks down opponents and forces them into survival mode. That session gave him a clear understanding of why even experienced fighters struggle against Davis. It revealed the physical and mental demands required to face someone operating at such a relentless and calculated level.
What was it like when you sparred him? I know you sparred Tank early on.
Yeah.
What was that experience like? Like, replay that experience for me. Like, you coming out of it, what was your thought?
Yeah, I was nervous at first. I think I was 15 at the time we sparred, so he wasn't really like trying to knock me out or nothing like that. But we was going like, he was using the speed on me. Like, we was both like going speed for speed, and it was great. It was like a chess match.
Did you understand in that moment, like, why he is who he is?
Yeah, I seen why he's able to beat these guys. Then I also seen why I'm so like, I got all this hype around me too.
Despite knowing the risk, Curmel once expressed his interest in facing Davis before the champ hangs up his gloves. It wasn't about ego, it was about testing himself against one of the sport's most complete fighters. Curmel saw that facing someone as elite as Gervonta would reveal where he truly stands. That desire, although dangerous, reflects the mindset of a fighter who embraces challenge and respects greatness enough to want to face it firsthand.
He is a big fight. Do you think Tank will retire before you can, because there is a small possibility. He's still at 35, so maybe you can catch him at 40 in 5 years, right? He's, what, 29? He'll be 29 November, or he's 29 now? One of the two, so he'll be 30. Technically, it'll be like him fighting Loma. Loma's 36. Or you don't even think about that?
I don't think about it. I'm not really focused on it. I'm focused on now, my upcoming fights. Take one fight at a time, but who knows what the future holds. I do know Tank said that he ain't want to be around that much longer, though. From what he said, take care of not Devin no more. He don't even want to fight Devin no more. But Shakur, what's he said, Tiafimo? I think he said he wanted to retire, but who knows?
The frequent comparisons between Curmel and Davis don't go unnoticed. Rather than being offended, Curmel views it as an acknowledgement of his growth. Being mentioned alongside a global star like Gervonta speaks volumes about his promise. He recognizes that Davis has become a defining figure in modern boxing, a face recognized not just for titles, but for consistently thrilling performances. That comparison is a push for Curmel to live up to such a high standard.
a lot of people compare you to Tank. When you hear that, like when they call you Tank 2.0 or whatever the case is, how do you feel about that?
I used to take it as like a compliment when I was an amateur. I used to take it as a compliment. But they comparing me to Tank, you know, he faced the boxing, like the biggest names in the sport, real high skill. But now I feel like I want to make a name for myself. I don't want to be 2.0 or nobody. I want to be the first me, you know, and make my own name.
Oscar de la Hoya, a voice of experience and success, has chimed in regarding the upcoming clash. He acknowledges Lamont Roach's talent and technical abilities, but doesn't hold back when discussing Davis. De la Hoya implies that Roach is up against a whole different level of aggression and ring intelligence. From his point of view, Lamont may be skilled, but the intensity and explosiveness that Tank brings make this matchup a dangerous proposition.
No, I think Lamont Roach is a terrific fighter. He might be a little over his head with Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis is, I mean, to say the least, he's a beast. He really is. He's a tremendous fighter. He's a dedicated fighter when it comes to training and fighting and making sure that he's in optimal conditions when he steps inside that squared circle. It's going to be a tough night for Roach, but you can never count him out. You know, watching him fight up close and personal, he's sneaky good, which means he can catch you at any time. He can land combinations sometimes at will without you even knowing it. You know, he's that sneaky. So, yeah, it's going to be very interesting. But, you know, obviously Gervonta Davis has the experience. He has the knowledge. He has that mean streak in him that will take you out with any punch.
Frank Martin has shared a candid analysis leading into the rematch. He respects Lamont's skill set, but expects the night to be anything but easy for him. From Martin's perspective, Davis's combination of power and ring control will gradually break Roach down. He believes Gervonta will apply consistent pressure, forcing Roach into survival mode. Martin's view is grounded in understanding the physical and mental toll a relentless fighter like Davis imposes from the opening bell.
They're trying to get that fight more of a, like, oh, it's going to be a good fight, but no. Roach is a decent fighter, but this ain't going to dog him. This ain't going to dog him.
For sure.
Steven Espinoza's input adds a broader view to the discussion. He mentions that Davis is most effective in the 135 pounds division, where his speed and power align perfectly. Though Davis has competed at 140, it's at lightweight where he truly dominates. Espinoza also reveals behind-the-scenes issues with mega fights like the one with Shakur Stevenson, where negotiations fell through due to deeper contractual issues. Still, Espinoza is confident about Davis's trajectory and star power. Yeah,
for sure.
Waking up in Texas and coming over here, I'm like, geez, that cold is different, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Steven, Tank versus Lamont Roach, right? March 1st, we're going to get this fight here in New York. There are a lot of questions of why Lamont Roach, right? Let's not discredit him. He's a great fighter, great chin, high IQ. But why Lamont Roach? That's the questions that all the fans are asking at the beginning.
Look, I think the reality is, I think those are fair questions. I mean, look, when you have fighters the caliber of Tank, you know, of Canelo, the bar is always high. You know, when you continue to perform well against high-level opposition, you know, people expect a lot from you. You know, there were preliminary discussions about the Shakur fight, you know, early on, like back early, you know, for 2024 before this was scheduled. Didn't get very far for reasons I won't go into. But
come on.
You know, I just think there were, you know, I'm not sure that the time was right. I think, you know, what Shakur was looking for was something different than, you know, he was looking for more of a long-term commitment other than just doing one fight, you know, and so he's got his deal, you know, he's getting busy, he's got a fight scheduled, and, you know, maybe we'll pick up and do something there. But aside from that, I mean, to be candid, you know, those are the big names at 135. I know Tank has gone up to 140, and he would on occasion. He hasn't looked the best there. You know, overall, I think 135 is his best.
Inside Davis's camp, training is no ordinary routine. It's a show of dominance. One incident stood out. he reportedly fled a sparring partner with a single punch, drawing gasps from even seasoned trainers. It's not rare for Tank, whose power often overwhelms fighters in training just as it does on fight night. His focus is razor-sharp signaling. He's aiming for a statement win in the rematch this time. He's preparing not just to win, but to make a point.
Yeah. Once Tank felt a little more power, you actually really think that Lamont could take Gervonta's power?
I don't think anybody could take his power. You know he knocked out heavyweights?
Yeah, I was there.
Tell me the story. What happened?
Tank, what's the one boy name?
No, don't say a name. I don't want to embarrass anyone.
Oh, no, you're right.
But tell people what happened.
Man, I was about to spar. Before I was about to spar Tank, he was sparring this big boy.
A heavyweight.
Heavyweight boy. And Tank hit that nigga. He hit him so hard that he was on the top of the rope just like this. I'm like, I thought he died. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought he died.
Tank, is that true? You almost killed a heavyweight in the ring? That's what he said.
Should be happening.
Because he asked me, how does a 135-pounder take your power? I said, I don't think anybody takes the power.
Just not get in there with me, that's it. That's how they do it.
Were you shocked when you saw that?
Huh?
Were you shocked?
I was just like, man, he better not do that shit to me.
And you know what else he told me? You punched him upstairs, he lost feeling in his leg. No, he did. You told me that, right?
Keep it a beat, yeah.
No, it happened.
What you doing, bro? You ready?
Want to see me?
Yeah.